Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here. So here on my channel for the better part of 5 years or so, we'd often showcase many bugs and glitches throughout the Forza Horizon series. It all basically started because Forza Horizon 4 had so many bugs to the point where myself and you the subscribers would try to discover as many glitches to share with everyone. And in Forza Horizon 5, it was not all that different. However, many of the problems that were discovered in Horizon 5 were pretty much carried over from Horizon 4, but the good part is that this time round, Playground Games has been putting in the effort to slowly patch them up, and I will say it's been a lot more difficult to come across new bugs or glitches in Horizon 5 that we have never seen before. With that said though, some new glitches still do get discovered, and there is one clip that I want to specifically show you all today that perhaps raises or even answers the question of the possibility of a major city being in Horizon 5 or the series in general. So here's the clip. It's about a minute long, and what has happened is that this player, known as One Cluso, by the way, a massive shout out to him for sharing this clip with me, has somehow accidentally glitched an Event Lab custom race, and all of the assets had stayed with him when he returned back into free roam. You can see all of the huge high-rise buildings surrounding the main Horizon Festival site, and when he drives onto the Hot Wheels track, you can see just how far all of the huge buildings go. To me, this actually feels like a big city, and what's even more interesting is that all of the features in free roam are still functioning as it should too, like all of the icons, races, even other players sharing the same lobby too, although they can't see any of the high-rise buildings themselves. And after watching this clip multiple times, I was thinking to myself, I think Forza Horizon 5 could have easily featured a much bigger city than Guanajuato with a lot more verticality and density, and this right here in some ways proves it. Now, we know that with Forza Horizon 5, it is essentially running on the same game engine as Forza Horizon 2, which is nearly 10 years old now. Of course, throughout the years, the team over at Turn 10 and Playground Games have made improvements to the Forza Tech engine to the point where it is believed that it has reached its limits and therefore has no more room for further improvements. Especially looking at Horizon 5 having the largest map ever in the series, updated visual fidelity running at 120 frames per second, the option of 4K, new features like event labs with tons of props to play around with, and so much more, especially when you compare it back to Horizon 2. The argument we have made for the developers for not including a massive city in the game is because the Forza Tech engine combined with everything else that they feature just can't handle it. And even though Horizon 5 being launched for the current Xbox Series consoles, they still need to make the game playable on the older Xbox One consoles because it is a cross-generational title as well. And this is of course where things get a little interesting. There has been one time where Playground Games did feature what resembles closest to a huge city in the game, and that was of course Forza Horizon 3, which was released in 2016. And back then, we were all still playing on the original Xbox One consoles. The upgraded Xbox One X wasn't even announced yet, and still, a city was featured. Now, it's also important to note that Horizon 3 did have a much smaller map, it didn't offer 4K, and was locked at only 30 frames per second, different if you're on PC of course, but I still can't help but to conclude, after watching this clip, a major city was truly possible for Horizon 5 if Playground Games really wanted to feature one. Because when Forza Horizon 4 was revealed and it was announced that it would be set in the United Kingdom, we were all thinking, okay, based on what we got with Surfers Paradise, surely we are going to get an even more dense city, perhaps set in London. But of course, it turned out to be Scotland's Edinburgh, which is very beautiful and picturesque, but not what majority of the community was expecting. We were kind of hoping for the team to build upon a main city with even more high-rise and dense skyscrapers, and even with Horizon 5, I feel as though Guanajuato, and this is no disrespect, is more of just a town, and there really is no main city in the game. Now, the interesting thing to note is that with Horizon 4, the creative director at the time, Ralph Fulton, said that London is incredibly big, and it would have taken too much time and work to recreate every single building, which was why they decided to go with Edinburgh instead. So, combined with the glitch clip, the question now is it a time issue more so than the limitation of the current Forza Tech engine when it comes to recreating a massive city in the Horizon series? Because in the subscribers clip, sure, there's a lot of buildings as far as the eye can see, but they're all the same, and given that Playground Games takes inspiration from real life locations, I think it's just one of those questions that we may never get an answer to. However, what this clip also shows is another hidden potential that I have talked about before on my channel, and that is the ability to have event labs used more as a sandbox mode. Now, perhaps we may never see this in Forza Horizon 5, but with rumors suggesting that the next Horizon title will run on the next generation Forza Tech engine and will only release solely on the Xbox Series consoles, could it be possible where there is a new Create a Horizon open mode where on Forza Horizon 6's map, there's an overall prop budget that everyone in that specific lobby will have available to use, and together or individually, they can build new stuff onto the map and everyone in that free roam can experience it as well. Because right now, yes, the event lab mode is great, but there's just so much more potential with this game mode. Some of the best creations that I have seen, I've only really got to enjoy it either by myself or with AI for the most part, and this idea basically stemmed from update 17 where Playground Games introduced the car park prop pack, and they themselves created a couple of car parks as an example, but you could only play it by yourself really through the event lab mode. And I was just thinking, man, this car park would have been so much cooler if it was a part of the free roam map where players could congregate and just start drifting around, which I think they could have done as part of their evolving world. But just imagine if some of the coolest event lab creations that we have experienced throughout Horizon 5 ended up being integrated out in free roam, kind of like the clip in today's video. It would just feel like having a constant evolving world every single day. And depending on the Create a Horizon open lobby you are in, the experience could be entirely different. Now, of course, whether or not all of this is possible, I don't know, but I think a concept like this could perhaps be something that developers may possibly look into. But let me ask you guys what you think. Does the clip prove that a city was possible in Forza Horizon 5? Would a sandbox mode be great for the Horizon series? And any other opinions or thoughts, share them down in the comment section below, as I do read all of your comments, guys. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And of course, if you guys would like to stay up to date with everything Forza Horizon 5 related, be sure to subscribe to my channel with notifications turned on, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.